بسم الله الرحمن الرحيم
بسم الله إن الحمد لله نحمده ونستعينه ونستغفره ونعوذ بالله من شرور أنفسنا ومن سيئات أعمالنا من يهد الله فلا مضل له ومن يضلل فلا هادي له وأشهد أن لا إله إلا الله وحده لا شريك له وأشهد أن محمدا عبده ورسوله أما بعد. Before we go on, inshallah ta'ala, I'd like to add to the question, what was it concerning mental health? Should we go to psychiatrists and stuff? Yesterday we alluded to all of that. First, we spoke about that, but sometimes we don't catch it, or sometimes we do. And this is one of the main things that is harming our communities. And we see that we made mention of Sheikh Saleh al-Fawzan, hafizahullah ta'ala, when he made mention of the hadith of Nu'man and Bashir that we made mention of last night. Remember, we made mention that when the Prophet died, he was 13 years of age. And then after that, he shared with the Muslim community those ahadith that he benefited from. And Sheikh Abdul Muhsin made mention of this. One of those hadith that he informed is the hadith, inna halal bayyin wa inna haram bayyin. But the shahid, the highlight and point from this hadith is the portion of إن في جسد مضغة إذا صلحت جسد كله وإذا فسد جسد كله ألا وهي قلب. That there's a piece of flesh in the body. If it is wholesome, then the rest of the body will follow. And if it is corrupt, malicious, wicked, evil, no good, then the rest of the body will follow. And that piece of flesh is the heart. So Sheikh Saleh al-Fawzan, he says, I see fathers traveling all over the world, taking their children to the best doctors. But only if they reflect on this hadith. Because if your heart is good, then in your speech and action is going to be good, and your sins are going to be what? Minimized. Y'all with us? The other thing we may mention that helps us, we don't need to go to those people. The bottom line is that whenever the Prophet ﷺ was worried about something, or maybe the revelation, he used to what? He used to make salat, because the salat was the coolness of his eyes. How many amongst us, if we have a problem, we make salat? So what is psychiatrist going to tell us? Did you make salat? They ain't going to tell us that. We made mention of a lot of things. But also we made mention of one of the most important things that all of us need help with. And we will save our families and the communities by Allah's permission is what? What was the thing that Aisha said? You are just like Abu Zur'a. When they started to make mention, oh, my husband did this, oh, my husband did this, oh, my husband did this, oh, my husband did this. The highlighting point is that what? He was talking to his wife daily at nighttime. All of those problems will go out of the window if we just only talk. And believe me, those women that trying to be righteous, They're going to give you some good advice. But you are the man of the house. You have to make the decision. Are you going to do it this way? Or are you going to do it that way? We put all of the problems on them because we're not doing our job. That's what we talked about also. We made mention of the ayat. That do not kill your children for fear of poverty. We're going to provide for you and the children. Because the bottom line that we wanted to highlight, that she's going to say, well, where are they going to go to school? Who's going to get them? Who's going to take them to the doctors? How they going to go see their mom? How they going to go see their grandma? How they going to, she's all, because what? We're not doing our job. So she can't get pregnant because she got all of these fears and concerns. And we made mention of the other hadith that last time we was here. And also it is in connection to the hadith that the Imam just mentioned of. That the companions, they were sitting around talking about poverty. How are we going to get money? Or talking about poverty. So the Prophet came out and he says, Atara kafadatu ma huwa ghani. Do you see that the one that gathered wealth, he's poor? Because he pointed out a particular companion. And he said, oh, so-and-so. Even though he talking to him, he directing it to all of them because all of them were sitting around talking about this important issue. How can we stay out of poverty? So the Prophet said, and the companion says, Naam ya Rasulullah. At-tara qillata ma huwa ghani. Qala naam ya Rasulullah. Isn't it that a small amount of wealth that person is poor? He said, oh yes, O Messenger of Allah. Look at the Prophet. Just like our beloved brother that come from the nice weather, and may Allah increase them in good, our elder in knowledge, he said what? Or I lost my point, but anyway, the highlighting point is he gave us some benefit from the language. So the language is very important for all of us. And explaining the hadith about the snake bite. And the highlighting point is that what? We made mention of the importance of water. They didn't want to house them because what? They have to take care of them. They got to give them water and they got to give them those basic needs that they need. They said, no, we ain't housing you. So what? They went on about that business. And they said what? They tried everything. That means they exhausted everything that they had to try to find this cure. And this is how it has to be. When you're in an environment of the believers that is upon kitab, the fahm of kitab and sunnah, a kind of understanding of the salaf, then all of your worries go away. Especially if you're taking it from the head, that means the ulama, your worries go away. Yourself, your household, your communities are uplifted because why? You benefit. They try to find everything. So what? They worry now. Why? Because it's one of the chiefs of the tribes. There's someone that is special. Someone that had high status in their eyes. But they couldn't do nothing. They couldn't find anything. So, also points out another point. How we benefit from one another and how our iman keep going up is what? We come together 5 times a day. Sheikh Saleh al-Fawzan made mention of that. And then we have a better gathering than that, Jumu'ah. These things are special and they are very uplifting on the soul. And we have a better gathering than that. When we break the fast for after Ramadan, you are what? You are so excited because Allah allowed you to complete that aspect of worship. And you're begging Allah accept it. And now you get the chance to celebrate that. Sheikh Salih Fawzan said you got a better gathering than that. You got a gathering when all of the Muslims around the world come together and show their gratitude to Allah by making Hajj. So the point is that they were together, they discussing with one another. We aid one another by making the salat. They couldn't do nothing. They couldn't do nothing. By Allah's permission, they couldn't do nothing. So they discuss it. You know them guys we just turned down? Let's go ask them. Using their resources. But how would you feel you can't do nothing? And the bottom line is, they got bit by a scorpion or snake. And if you're in pain, it disturbs your mind. That's why we made mention of those 5 things that they always have on their plate, and from them is sweetness. Because it's a natural pain reliever. So, they came and they recited Al-Fatiha. And Sheikh Muhammad ibn Uthaymeen rahimahullah ta'ala says that this ruqyah is not done if you have a fever. It's done from those wounds. So you can't find nothing. And then our beloved brother and our elder in knowledge, he gave us some benefit. That thing that restricted that camel and limited his movements, it couldn't do nothing. And the man that was in that pain when they did ruqyah, he sprung up like that, or he was relieved like that. Is nothing that's going to give you nourishment about this kitab and sunnah. So the hadith about they discussing about poverty, the Prophet says, Innama. Like he said what? Allah says, Innama mu'minuna ikhwa. Only the believers are brothers. True brothers. No one else can bear these characteristics. So innama ghani, that the only one that is rich, ghaniyan qalb, the one that his heart is rich. Now you gonna tell me it's gonna be rich from reading some doggone paper? And that's why we sick, because we give so much emphasis on things that won't give light to our heart. We're busy with everything, but how many times we pick up the book of Allah? Look at Imam Bukhari rahimahullah ta'ala, a man that memorized thousands of hadith with the chain and know every single one in it. He was also a man of Qur'an. During the last 10 days of Ramadan, he completed, after leading the people in prayer, he completed the Qur'an 3 times in the last 10 days. Every 3 days he completed the Qur'an. But early in the morning, not like us, go to sleep. Early in the morning or during the daytime, he completed the Qur'an every single day. Aina nahnu min ha'ulai. So we talking about mental health. We got it in Kitab and Sunnah, but we don't want it. The woman go through something naturally. Yes or no? Because they are not on a proper diet, that 21-day diet after menses, because they're not on that proper diet, why? It shows right before the diet, right before the menses come on, it shows. You can't ask her too much anything. Some people, you just tap her, she goes off. She goes off on you. You trying to say, oh, pumpkin, oh, baby, oh, honey, oh, this. She goes off on you. I don't feel like playing. She snaps on you. You trying to be nice, she just snaps on you. That's natural, no problem. Just give her eggplant. Because eggplant have something that balance the emotions. But the highlighting point is that we don't need to go to those people. Our religion is too rich to always subject to those people. When are we going to go call these people from all avenues? And that's why Sheikh Abdul Razak, he encouraged the people to study the seerah. Why? Because you get everything and that what you read. You get everything from Aqidah, from transactions, everything you want to know about, you get it in studying the seerah of the Prophet. So, we don't need those people. We need one another. Al-mu'min lil-mu'min kal-bunyan yashiddu ba'dahum ba'da. وَالْمُؤْمِنُونَ وَالْمُؤْمِنَاتِ بَعْضُهُمْ أَوْلِيَاءُ بَعْضٍ يَأْمُرُونَ بِالْمَعْرُوفِ وَيَنْهَى عَنِ الْمُنكَرِ وَيُقِيمُوا الصَّلَاةَ وَيُؤْتُوا الزَّكَاةَ وَيُطِيعُونَ اللَّهَ وَرَسُولَهُ أُولَئِكَ سَيَرْحَمُهُمُ اللَّهُ. When we aid and support one another, Allah will uplift our communities. The dawah will spread. So anyway, getting back to our discussion, I know you don't want to hear about tomatoes and pears and stuff. I know you don't want to hear about that. But we got to eat a little bit something, right? Anyway, chronic bronchitis was make mention of it that it stems from 3 organs. And that was the spleen, the lungs, and the kidneys. When they are deficient, then you have these asthmatic problems. And we may mention that pears, it relieves that. And also we may mention, what else relieves that? We may mention of figs. And when we talk about figs, don't think about the cookies. Because another important thing is that we should eat our fruit 20 minutes before we eat. Because the fruit goes down. All of the fruit, they are naturally what? Sweet. Highlighting point, let's put that to the side. Right? When we have sweet things, right? That's what we be craving for, right? But I want to make another point, a small point, as it relates to our iman. When you taste that sweetness of iman, the true sweetness of iman by those 3 characteristics that the imam of the Masjid just make mention of, you don't reach for anything else. You don't need anything else. You have this sweetness. It finalizes everything. So getting back to our point, when we're talking about sweetness, those fruits are naturally sweet. When you take it, it says what? Give me more. Why? Because it's already preparing your digestive system. And that sweetness, and now it needs to be nourished. Give me what you got. But when you eat your fruit after your dinner, it tells me, give me more. You just ate a full course more. Why you need more? And not only that, you start to waste money and you start to become sick because we don't know how to eat. But you gotta also know what type of fruits to take. That's why we say the temperature. People with acid reflux, they can't take cold things. And it will show up when they are emotionally imbalanced. But anyway, also we said figs and tangerines. All of those things will aid those people that are deficient in the lung and the kidney. They're deficient in that. So their diet will consist of that. Their diet will consist of those things. Also, as it relates to the meat, then they will take duck. Highlight and point, duck is excellent. But one thing that you have to know, that duck is very greasy, so you have to protect the stomach from it. Things like ginger. And that's why whenever the Chinese cook, they never cook their food unless they have honey or ginger. What are some of the characteristics of honey? Because honey does what? It detoxifies the body and disinfect. It protects you from like food poisoning. With most of all of these restaurants, they have using dirty grease for a whole week or more. But their honey is going to prevent that. So, so the meat, you're going to have duck. The vegetables, you're going to have eggplant. We made mention of a benefit of eggplant. The woman should always have eggplants, right? Or they should have it at a special time. Always or a special time. Not always. Special time. It's a 21-day diet that the woman have. When they come off their menses, or the woman is pregnant, when they come off their menses, what did they lose? Blood and body fluids. So you have to replenish the fluids in the blood. The 7 days you have to heat up the body. The third 7 days you have to treat the kidneys as well as the liver. Why? The kidneys, because the kidneys is the storage. It stores things like fluids. Y'all with us? So, and it stores that. So if there's not enough blood, that's when they get the cramps. Because it's trying to reach for that blood to nourish those areas. That's why they get the cramps. So in the last 7 days, you nourish the kidneys, like eating strawberries, that nourishes the kidneys. And other than that, right? And this right here that we're talking about, this diet right here we're talking about. And also stay away from coffee and late sleeping. Why? Because of the late sleeping and the coffee, it harms the liver, and that's why they are irritable. So during the last 7 days, you want to give them those eggplants, stay away from coffee, and make sure they go to sleep early. If you make sure they do those 3 things, you'll notice that they won't be irritable. Y'all with me? So also that's dealing with emotional imbalance, because they get emotional, they get irritable. You know? The second thing, and also in that diet, is honey, because that's our discussion. Also from the seeds and the nuts, we use almonds, sunflower seeds, pine nuts, and peanuts, because all of that lubricates the lungs. And sunflower seeds are good for married people, just like duck is good for married people. Cough. That type of cough is weak, quiet cough with thin secretions, sore throat, fever without sweating, and an aversion to cold. They don't like to be cold, or they don't like the cold or the wind, or they don't like to drink cold things. So that type of cough, you'll take that, what do you call it, thyme or thyme tea with the honey to nourish that. And you know what? When I wrote this down, the roasted almonds, when I first came to Yemen, And I went to the markaz of Sheikh Mukhbil rahimahullah ta'ala. I'll tell you a funny story. I thought I was eating with 3 fingers. So, the Sheikh, they are generous, man. They had those big plates. So he invited us to his guest quarters, and, we had some questions and stuff like that. And the famous question in there, one of the women's from our area, she got married more than 15 times. More than 15 times. So those set of questions was our questions. And so we were eating, and I stepped back, and the Sheikh said, "Eat." I said, "Shabitu." He said, how you full and you only eating with 3 fingers? The Sheikh was taking it like this. But anyway, I was suffering from arthritis bad at that time. The Sheikh went upstairs, came down, and had made roasted peanuts for me. So anyway, roasted peanuts, they are good for coughs. And it's best to have roasted peanuts with salt as it relates to this type of cough. And also walnuts with honey. Walnuts with honey or almond butter. All of this is good for a cough. That is the weak type of cough. Because it indicates what? When you coughing, we said when you eat and drink, it's supposed to go where? Down. So if you coughing but it's a weak cough, it indicates that you don't have enough fluids in the lungs as well as the kidneys. And also we pay attention to these, and just like we read those ahadith that we constantly make mention of, that Abdullah ibn Salam was previously a Jew and a scholar. He was waiting for the Prophet to come to Medina. And when he finally made his way to see the Prophet like everybody else, he noticed from the very first glance that the Prophet wasn't a liar. So the people of knowledge, they know who you are, especially the ones that have this insight. Likewise, a doctor, he looks at your body, not only your tongue or take your pulse, but he looks at different things, and he listens to different things and smell different things to determine your sickness. One of the things is if a person have a loud voice, all of a sudden they weak, you know that they are deficient. So you look at those things. So a weak cough. Then after that, the chronic cough is because the body fluids in the lungs are deficient and it's dryness. So that which we're going to take for, what we're going to take for the fruit, 20 minutes before we eat, we're going to give them what? Huh? The fruit, we're going to give them pears. Okay, because the body fluids is weak and it's dry, so what type of meat we want to give them? Duck. And the juice you can make pear juice, right? Right? And also we definitely want to give them honey, because honey does what? Good, but we want to use the honey for what? The cough is what? What type of cough is it? Huh? This one we want chronic dry cough. So we want to give them the honey because it's going to do what? Heal. Now I'm talking about for the brothers that were here. We gave the honey because the bottom line, we don't want to go on the pattern like our grandma. Yeah, my grandma said use honey, No, we don't want to do that. We want to do it based on why. We say honey, the first thing it does is what? It tonifies and supplements the energy. Your energy is low, you weak, you tired, huh? Honey, it boosts you up, right? You with us? Then after that, we said relieves pain. Then after that, we said it moistens dryness. So we want to use it to moisten the dryness. He got a chronic dry cough. The honey is going to lubricate that. You with us? Somebody say, why you use honey? I don't know, my grandma told me. No, we don't want to be upon that. Y'all with us? Tayyip? Okay. So we said honey and also butter. Why butter? Lubricates, right? Tayyip? Almond milk. And almonds is one of the best because it stops the cough. It's the best, it stops cough, right? Tayyip? So the next one is a sore throat. Acute or chronic dry sore throat, hoarseness, dry cough, and dry skin. Tayyip? So it's dryness in the lungs. What do we say that the main thing the lungs, one of the things that the lungs is responsible for? After the spleen does what? Transform and transport the good nutrients to the lungs. The lungs take the nutrients and the oxygen and it must do what? Send it down to the kidneys. The kidneys receive the fluids and then it got a heating system. The root of your energy is the kidneys. For all you workers and everybody got to take care of families and stuff, and all you married people, the root of the energy is the kidneys. Y'all with us? Huh? So now the kidneys is relying on the heart for the heat from the heart to heat that fluids up. So now after that, it steams it up. The lungs take it. The lungs is responsible for dispersing it throughout the body and making sure your skin is lubricated. So the lungs is from this channel is responsible for the throat. So when you do the cupping, you'll do the cupping in the bladder channel and it will take care of it. We'll come to that another time, right? So anyway, that's what you want to do. So those things that will aid that. One of the things is mushrooms because it's cold and to cold and it's sweet. It goes to the spleen, the stomach, and the lungs. It supports the mellow burner, right? It balances the energy and it moistens dryness. All of those things we make mention of, pears and tangerines. Also, we want to take for the vegetables, mushrooms. Those things aid as well. Tayyip? The next thing, inshallah ta'ala, as it relates to, also, inshallah, we're not going to go into detail, but we made mention of cough and chronic cough and sore throat. Also, honey is good for diarrhea, and there's different stages of diarrhea. Y'all with us? So, most of the things that we suffer from because of our workforce and the truckers that always eat cold food, you'll notice cold food or salads or tuna fish or salmon, because even if you heat up salmon and you cook it, it's cold, right? Right? Y'all with us? If you want to become warm, would you eat crabs or you will eat lobsters? If you want to become warm. Oh, so everybody agree? Huh? Huh? Crabs? You gotta be savage. You can't be flip-flopping. No. We're gonna eat lobsters. Lobsters warm up your body. That's why pregnant women that have insufficient fluids, it help with the production of the milk. Lobsters. Tell you, you'll eat crabs if you have hypertension or you want to cool down because it's hot. You'll eat crabs because it's cooling. But y'all with us? So anyway, diarrhea, this type of diarrhea, the symptoms is usually chronic diarrhea, watery and soft stools, undigested food particles in the diarrhea. And the highlighting point, after you eat, they get a bloating. You can't move, you can't do nothing. Your stomach is sticking out, right? So they have diarrhea, and when they have diarrhea, is that. So honey will be the thing that will aid them in this regard. And there are other things, but the highlighting point was honey as it relates to diarrhea. Also, when you have any type of digestive problems, you always want to eat carrots. But as it relates to the prophetic medicine, you always want to do what? Your iman got to be up there, because not too many people want to do it. You want to do what? Huh? You want to drink the camel urine. They studied the people that all the time these Bedouins have digestive problems, stomach problems, they always drink the urine and it always come through. And I give you a story. I was talking to one of our beloved brothers, our elder in knowledge. I bought some camel milk over the internet using my bank card. And then after that, I had to book a hotel. This is the last time I was here. But it didn't go through. The camel milk didn't go through. And then I kept going to the stores and I wanted to buy something, but the card wasn't working. My cash app was not working. My PayPal card not working. And it didn't click on me. I was like, I know I got money. I'm checking all three sources. Yeah, I got money here. Yeah, I got money. Yeah, I got money. So my two youngest daughters, they wanted some candy. So, my youngest daughter was crying. She was crying. And so I said, all right, let me go across the street. Let me go get her some candy. Maybe she quiet down. So I went over there and I bought $2 worth of candy, and I can't get this money out. I can't get this money. I know I got $2 in here. I'm showing the lady, you see this? Yeah, that's what it said. Yeah. She's like, I don't know why. So I had to call my family and got the $2. So the next day I went to the bank. So, you know, when you go in the bank, you got to swipe the card. I said, I can't do that because something wrong with my card. So she got my license and everything. So she said, oh, you got your card is frozen. So, card frozen? So I had to go talk to a representative. So you know what was the problem? You know what the problem was? And all of that I just told you, you know what the problem was? The camel milk. This society don't want you to be healthy. They don't want you to buy no camel milk. As we'll see in Sahih Bukhari, the Prophet ﷺ, they told the Prophet, this weather from Medina not suitable for us. The Prophet instructed them to drink camel milk. Camel milk ain't like no goat milk. It ain't like no cow milk. It definitely ain't like mother's milk. Camel milk is the top of the line. Camel milk, you know, the regular cow milk is cold. I don't care if you heat it up in microwave, you boil it. Camel milk, whenever it goes to you, it's cold. And it's always wet. It always lubricates the intestines. That's why people always go to the bathroom. It lubricates.
How it tastes, Sheikh?
Huh?
How it tastes?
Camel milk? I don't know. I ain't get there yet. I'll try to get to it. I know the benefits. I'll try to get it. They stopped me. But I know what? I see the benefits. It's warm. It's warm. So we talking about that weather for Medina ain't suitable. That camel milk is going to warm your body. Not only that, he talking about the weather when it's like windy weather, cold weather. It what's going to happen? Joint problems, aching. Not the camel milk. It strengthens your sinews and your bones. It strengthens. Prophet said, take that camel milk. And another hadith, drink the urine in the camel milk. We throw that away. And all of us talking about we like our woman that got long hair. We ain't drinking the urine in the camel milk. because it will make it long and thick and healthy and protect the hair from falling out. No, we don't want that. We want to go to CVS and all of this stuff. Oh yeah, this got so and so. Oh yes, yeah, but the prophet said it. You don't want it. You got to come up with some scientific fact to tell you what it's good for before you drink the camel yarn. Prophet said, dip the fly. We don't want that. Because that when you dip it, any disease you got is going to knock it off. We don't want that. But yet we got a Jewish woman writing about the prophet, but yet we don't accept that what the prophet said. And we wonder why we sick. We sick because what? Not Hessia, because Manawiya, because our hearts are sick. Not our bodies, our hearts. We poor because we ain't getting the right nerve. We want all them celebrities and all of them people that coming up with something to tell us about something, but we got something to give us nourishment. We don't want that nourishment. We want that thing to make you sick. Like in our communities. I don't even want to go there. I don't want to say it, but we like that. Oh yeah, 17 times? Oh yeah. That's the one I want. Woman married all them times, that's what we want because we like sickness. We don't think 17 times. No. Yeah. She matched me, man. Oh yeah. She matched the sickness of your heart. Oh man, that's the one. No, I'm talking about this one. Raised Muslim, father, grandfather, father. No, I don't think so. But that, oh yeah. We sick, man. We sick. And what? The kuffar already know we sick. As long as we ain't implementing our deen, they like it like that. Not only they gonna make you more sick, like Sheikh Abdul Razak said, they come inside the house because they know the righteous woman, they don't want to go outside the house. But now they have made ways to come in the house. Because when you go out the house, they already got you. Now, I got to come in the house. We're going to tear these Muslim houses up. We're going to tear them down. And the mothers slipped, allowed these girls to get the phones and do whatever they want to do, or invite whoever they want to. They just slip one time. The house is in disarray. But what? That's what the kuffar want. If we can distract those Muslims, we are victorious. They doing that job. They giving dawah. I don't know what we doing. So anyway, that was diarrhea. I don't know how we got that, but so anyway, another thing that honey is good for is, as we said, that the spleen is responsible for transforming. So in order to transform and then transport the fluids, it needs to be warm. So we said that the doctor, he looks for certain things. If it's warm in here, and you've been here for a half an hour, and all of a sudden I shake your hand and your hand is cold, it indicates something to me. And that which it indicates to me is that your spleen is deficient, is not able to heat up your body and do its function. And therefore, in most cases, they're going to have loose stools or diarrhea. So we want to use honey, but what is the function of the honey in this regards? No, I got diarrhea. I don't need that. I don't need that. Huh?
It's going to coat the stomach. It stops it from running. It's going to get the toxins out.
We said, listen, we said honey is basic things that it tonifies and supplement energy, relieves pain, moisture and dryness, harmonize the intestines, detoxify and disinfect, and it's used for external, for eczema and all of that. So which one we going to use honey for? Huh? No. Huh? No. Huh? Huh? I think you went to Mecca on us. We in Queens. No. Out of all of those descriptions, okay, his body is not what? It's not heating up. Okay, so we want, okay, to harmonize the intestines, but nah. Okay, so the first is tonify and supplement energy. The second, relieve pain. The third is moisture and dryness. The fourth is stop cough. The fifth is harmonize intestines. The sixth is to detoxify and to disinfect. The seventh is for external, like scrapes and sores and things of that nature, or the gums. So what are we going to use honey for? That's not our main focus. Y'all with me?
We're going to use it for everything.
What are we going to use it for? Come on, I want you to think. Huh? No, from the thing, we wanted to warm it up. How's it going to warm it up? To tonify and supplement energy. Because the energy is the thing that pushes the blood. You need energy. So it's going to tonify the energy, supplement blood. Y'all with us? Anyway, so honey is used for that. So, also the last thing as it relates to those things is that if you have acne, and because of the heat in the blood, for example, they got red, itchy skin, crest formation, scalding, restlessness, irritability, and things of this nature, we'll use honey from this type of skin disorder. So a diet that will aid that. And the causes of it, the causes of acne in this case is internal wind. Wind heat, penetrating the skin. Heat stagnation. It's heat in the body, but it's not moving like it's supposed to. But this is the highlighting point. Enduring emotional imbalance. And that's why the symptoms is restlessness. So anyway, honey will treat that. So the diet is to dispel the wind heat, to dispel that heat, and to cool the blood. So when you're talking about doing a treatment, you have to make sure the treatment is exact, because Sheikh Salih Fawzan says an alim can minzili tabi, that the scholar is like a doctor. Even though we say, and all of us know the doctor is better, but just for example, that you have to recognize the sickness and then give the proper dosage. So if someone has had that acne because of that, the terminology I used was wind heat. I know you don't understand it, but if you have green or yellowish coming out your nose, we intend that wind heat. You got too much heat in your body. Okay? Whether it's sinus or other than that, if it's green or yellowish mucus, that means it's on the end. So you have to do things to remove that heat from the body. You with us? So what we'll do here in this incident, we'll dispel that. How are we going to do that? We're going to eat cabbage because it removes the heat. Y'all with us? Carrots. because it's going to tonify your digestive system and remove the toxins. Tomatoes, because it's cooling to the body and it removes the heat. Then after that, we want to take something that is going to cool the blood down. From those things that cool the blood down is mung beans, M-U-N-G. You find it in the Arab stores or Chinese stores, them little green beans. Is an excellent tonic for the liver to remove toxins. Tomatoes will remove toxins from that liver channel. Spinach. Spinach is the excellent thing that cools down the blood. And also celery. From the beverage, what type of tea we want to drink that is a famous tea? Huh? We trying to remove the heat. Peppermint. Peppermint, good. We want peppermint because it's cooling to the body. But it's another tea. That's excellent. No, that increases the blood circulation and produce hotness. If you use turmeric or ginger, you won't use it for that, but you'll only use it a small amount to protect your stomach because your stomach hates to be cold. You with us? The turmeric won't cool it, but we need the ginger we always need ginger for the stomach. Tell you? But in this incident, we're not going to use ginger, we're going to use the honey. The honey is going to protect the stomach, but also we're going to use the honey to what? To detoxify the body, right? For the acne, right? No, we'll talk about it. I'll tell you. So also, what other tea we going to use? Excellent. But not everyone can take green tea, because green tea is one of the things that lower the risk of cancer, right? It eases pain for people that have arthritis, right? It lowers your cholesterol levels, right? It prevents those heart disease, right? It boosts your immune system, right? Y'all with us? It's an excellent tea to lose weight. Ibn Qayyim rahimahullah ta'ala made mention of something that I want to add, that if you eat a heavy meal at nighttime, you want to take a walk. But also, in addition to that, use green tea, because green tea help break down that meat and the greasy particles, that greasy stuff. It breaks it down. Y'all with us? Also, so green tea help you lose weight. Also reduces to decay. So, yep. And we already made mention of honey. We put honey because it's good for infections, right? Right? Also, you know that thing that they chew in the outer world, that it strengthens your memory, but it's super bitter. Huh? No, licorice. No, not licorice root. This is the thing that the Arabs gave to the Chinese, but we don't use it. Frankincense. It increases your memory, and we use it for any diaper rashes, wounds. This is the number one thing, because it's bitter, it kills infection, but what? It increases the blood circulation. That's why it enhances your memory. The jinn hates it. You can burn it, drink it, it hates it. First of all, the jinn that runs through the what? The blood of an Adam. So the frankincense, what? It does what? Increases. You chew that, enhances your memory, but it's super bitter. And you can take it, put it down, put it in a safe place, come back and put it back in the same bitterness. Al-Haq Mur. Not everything that is truthful is sweet. The truth is bitter sometimes. So that frankincense is one of the best things. If you find this though that your gums is sensitive and you chew on that frankincense, knocks it away. Why? is one of the best things for mouthwash or just chewing on. Why? Because what? It kills infection and it invigorates the blood. And we made mention of the principle in Chinese, right? When blood and energy flows, illness goes. And we made mention of that as it relates to one of the hadith, right? We made mention as it relates to the woman. I know we don't want to keep bringing it up, but you know what I'm talking about. Also, it's good for sclerosis. Also, Alzheimer's and Parkinson's disease, green tea. Also fight against, April's about to come, May is about to come. What does that mean to us? Allergies. Green tea knocks it away. But we don't want it, right? Also, it reduces and protects, prevents acne. And it prevents you from aging quickly. Honey is used for a lot of things, right? So I think we spent enough time on that, right? So now we come to, inshallah ta'ala, fast, quickly, cupping. Yes. Yes.
The honey. Any specific honey or any, because you got the supermarket honey, you got organic honey, is it specific honey? Or?
And you got the sidr, right? The honey from Yemen, right? The bottom line is that, unfortunately, even some of the people from Yemen, they cut their honey. The best honey, they cut it because they know they're going to get money. And they can't get that like that, and it is expensive. The most important thing in your trades and transaction, you make sure you get the best honey, and you make sure you get it from the most reliable person. Because certain people, they can be reliable on everything, but when it comes to that dollar, you'd be surprised. So you want the most organic one. Tell you, that's the best. As soon as you get finished, shake.
In the pears, is it the green ones or the brown?
Both of them are good, no problem. Both of them are good. Both of them serve the same purpose. But, yeah, both of them.
If someone is a diabetic patient, should he take or she take honey?
No.
The answer is no?
No. But what they can take is apples. And we lose a lot of benefits in the apples because we slice the apples. When you that red skin on the apples is very beneficial, and also eating it like that without cutting it, it massages your gums. But anyway, apples, because apples, it prevents the sugar from going straight into your bloodstreams. So diabetic, they can do that. But as it relates to, as it relates to people that have diarrhea, we use honey, but also we use apples. But apples is cold. So we made mention of the diarrhea. How are we going to cook this apple? He have diarrhea because he eating cold food, but yet you say give him an apple. How are we going to cook this apple? You're going to steam it. You're going to steam it. That or blueberries. Apples stop diarrhea. And also apples is good for what? You have a relative, an extra benefit, but the extra benefit, I'm only giving it to you for the extra benefit because we live in this Catholic society and the people come over our house, sometimes they drunk. One of the best things you do, you give them an apple, the intoxication, them being intoxicant, what? You blow that high. But don't tell them that. Or strawberries. Or strawberries. That's right. Or eggplant. Or ginseng. Not Korean ginseng. That blows their high. You know? So now you can have a nice visit, right? You finish, Sheikh?
Yeah, where can we get urine and caramel milk over here in the Kufar land?
You can get it from the Fans, the Amish people. Yeah.
Can you get an organic store or?
No. You can't get that. No. Don't even try asking. You heard what I said about my bank account, right? So that was for buying the milk. We didn't get to the urine yet. When you talk about the urine, Allah Akbar. Huh?
Sheikh, what's one of the natural cures for Zambia? Like staying up at night, that type of stuff.
Oh, we're going to talk about that. Hopefully, if it comes. Inshallah, it's on the 7th chapter of Pt.3. What the Prophet gave this woman that was a widow. We talked about that, right? Being a widow. You have how many times?
4 months.
Okay, so you can cry and all that stuff and think about your former husband, but after that you gotta move on, right? So the problem comes if a Muslim woman doesn't move on. Now she got mental problems, because as it relates to this woman that was a widow, the Prophet ﷺ told her to take this special milk that's mixed with honey and the daqiq, the flour. And it will remove her restlessness and solve some of her sorrow and grief. But I don't think we want that. We want to go to the psychiatrist. No, but that's what he told her, to take that. And the other part about that is that this is about 12 different types of insomnia. 7 of them impair your memory. We talk about what? The companions, the Prophet ﷺ came out late for Isha, and he found the companions doing what? They were nodding. They stood up without making wudu and made salat. Of course, their backs wasn't against anything, right? So indicate that nighttime is the sleep. Also, we have in the book of Kitab al-Siyam that the Prophet did what? He what? He woke up and he was in a state of what? Major impurities. So that means he slept and he was intimate, or he was intimate and he slept at night. And then also we see that the Prophet during Ramadan, only the last 10 days he stayed up all night. But in there, what? He said, he stayed up, but he said what? He stayed up, but he used to wake up his family. He stayed up, but he woke up his family, indicating that at nighttime the family, they want what? They sleep. But the criminals, they plotting, robbing, stealing, doing all of their filth. When the believers is getting ready for tahajjud or getting ready for fajr. Y'all with us? So anyway, the insomnia, it harms your memory, right? So the woman that is grieving like that, what it normally does, it takes away from the fluids that's in the heart, and right? And hopefully we'll get to it, inshallah. And it produces what? Bad dreams. Like those people chewing cotton. They stay up all night. When they come down, oh, it's like it's hell in the house. Right? But also what? They have bad dreams. And one of the reasons you have bad dreams is because there's an imbalance of the heart or the liver. But the Prophet said what? Don't inform people of them bad dreams. Seek refuge, spit lightly over your left shoulder and seek refuge in Allah. But you can tonify those bad dreams by tonifying those organs. And one of the things is sleeping. So inshallah ta'ala, one of the things that I wanted to show the brothers that can stay after Isha, how to massage someone, a face massage, and the brothers that stay, everybody a practice on one another. And also how to relax people for insomnia when they come in the house, to massage them.
Sheikh, do you suggest, they got some teas now, they got teas and stuff like that, that's natural, so-called, they say teas to help you sleep, or like the natural melatonin? Would you suggest?
There's nothing better than reading that Qur'an before you go to sleep, doing a ruqyah, like the Prophet used to recite the last 3 surahs, and rubbing it on your body from the right and the left, and also someone give you a massage. That's better. It's more healthier. And also, like we make mention, talking to your wives or talking to your family members. That's the best nourishment. You know what I mean? Because in reality, we don't really know what type of chemicals they got in there. And also, you don't have to list every single thing that's in there. You can just list the main thing and keep it stopping. That's sufficient. FBI, I approve of this. Khalas. You with me? So that's the best way. That's the best way. And Lord knows best, huh?
Yeah, I used the air modifier. You plug it in your house.
Yes.
It kind of helped me to sleep. Like as a truck driver.
Yes.
I've been sleeping a long time. When I wake up, I feel like I was in a deep sleep. It helped for the air toxin.
Yes.
It helps a lot.
Also, the brother made mention of a tea that helps. That's why we don't drink it when we want to be, like that. For those people, the brothers, I'm talking about. But we drink it before we have the exams and at nighttime because it relaxes you. Peppermint tea relaxes you. Before you have an exam, you're nervous, you're anxious about this exam, or you're nervous. Peppermint tea, it calms you down. You with us? But peppermint tea, the people, peppermint tea, they don't know how to cook it. And peppermint tea, I thought, you see that box back there? Every time when it get cold, because I hate the cold, right? Every time it get cold, I used to run in that store and get peppermint tea, and I thought I was warm. But peppermint tea is cooling to the body, cools your body down. But one of the best things that it does, not only does it cool your body down, but it helps the liver supply the free flow or the smooth flow of energy throughout your body. Y'all with us? I know you probably don't know this, but that's very important. Because if I give you an example. If you don't have a smooth flow of energy throughout your body, it can cause nausea, or it can cause vomit, or it can cause diarrhea. It's very important. Yes?
It's on the same topic of anxiety. Are there more other remedies you suggest for anxiety?
Yeah, we may mention one of the most important things is talking to your spouse at nighttime. The other thing is that the Prophet, and that's from the hadith, and also the Prophet ﷺ, whenever the revelation was worrying on him, he used to make salat. And we may mention, a Khalifa may mention, Habibullah Ta'ala may mention of something about the salat, but also we may mention of the nephew of Aisha. He only missed Qiyam al-Layl one time in his lifetime. And that's the time that his foot was chopped off. And he told the people, when I'm making salat, chop my foot off. Why? Because of the khushu' that he had to Allah. So that's the difference between the Salaf. They put their trust in Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala and depended on him truly. And we, stray away from that. Yes?
Is it a good practice to every morning drink like a cup of water mixed with honey? Or should it be taken differently, like as raw or mixed with water? Is it on a daily basis? Is it better or?
It should be taken with honey. There's a chapter that I want to get to. I don't think I'll be able to get to. Is towards the end. Towards the end, the Prophet made mention of that if you take it in the morning as a protection for what? Magic. Right? The Ajwa dates. Y'all with me? that if you take it in the morning, it's a protection from magic. And Sheikh Abdul Aziz bin Baz says it's not only them type of dates, but any type of dates. Because, and Ibn Qayyim rahimahullah ta'ala, he made mention that dates, it improves your eyesight. Why? Because it removes the toxins. Y'all with us?
I asked about the honey.
I'm telling you. Because it removes toxins. And honey, it removes toxins. So why did I bring that up at this time? Because the best time to remove toxins is between 5 and 7 every morning. And that's why the Japanese and the Chinese, they always drink hot water. And the people that don't drink hot water on a daily basis, then majority of the people that are waiting for liver transplant, because if you don't release those toxins at this time in the morning, your toxins go back to the liver or goes back to the skin. And you see the toxins on your skin on different forms. Y'all with us? So most of the people that don't drink hot water, they are victims of drinking cold water, and they have to get a liver transplant. Or the ones that have heart diseases is because they drink abundance of cold water. And cold things, everybody know about what? You go to 7-Eleven and get a slushie, or you have ice cream and you see that moment, that's what cold things do in your body. It slows down the blood in the digestive system. So at that time between 5 and 7, you can drink hot water along with honey, or you can have dates, right? Because what you want to do, most of the energy is in the large intestines. We say the bad food go to the stomach, small intestines, large intestines, colon, or out. If you don't have enough fluids or things that's going to bring out the toxins, you're going to be what? You can't go to the bathroom at that time. So the honey will aid, the dates will aid, and definitely the water will aid. Y'all with us? So that's the best time to take it. And also carrots, because carrots, it releases toxins. So in the morning, the best detox, and the reason why I'm going into detail, because like the Imam may mention, the people, they want this new colon, whatever. It's the, when you get turn 50, you got to get a colon thing, and you got. But something that the Prophet made mention of, what? The dates, the magic. And another hadith towards the end of this chapter, he made mention of poison. But dates also, in the hadith it made mention, it protects your body from poison. He made mention of the dates in that. But we what? We throw behind our backs. Or we not concerned. We have the most rich information out there. But we remain sick or we remain down because we don't use it. If you just take that water every day or put the honey, you with us? Or ginger or whatever, if you do it between that time, you'll lose weight and also you'll lose toxin. Because whatever you ate, if you ate a light dinner, which you're supposed to, right? If you ate a light dinner, all of that what you had is going to relieve. It's going to come out. So the last thing, if you take the carrots, you can, at that time, carrots and spinach, if you take it for 2 months, it's going to cleanse your whole system out. But remember, do not take more than 8 ounces of carrot at a time because the liver can't bear it. That's why some people that do it, you'll see them what? You'll see their skin turning yellow and the stuff coming out and they sweating because they don't have the proper dosage. And we made mention of it. So there are some of the things that that will aid us, and we ask Allah Azza wa Jal to upgrade us. And this is the last question, inshallah, before the salah, huh?
If anybody have a question you could ask, because I just wanted to repeat what you said about cold things. Slows down, something like that.
Are you married?
No.
You plan to get married?
Yeah.
Okay, good. The man is the fire, woman is the water. You have to heat up the water, right? Otherwise you won't be happy. Right? So these people, these vegan people, whatever they call them, vegetarian people, right? They say you shouldn't eat meat. We already made mention of the hadith. The Prophet said, when the one said, I'm not going to eat meat, he said, وَأَنَا آكُلْ لَحْمٍ, that I eat meat. But when do you eat meat? How do you eat meat? Why you eat meat? We eat meat because it's the sunnah of the Prophet, but also we eat meat at the cold times because lamb is good for married people. Lobster is good for married people, right? But it's different, right? But lamb is good. So you want to eat meat because it's healthier for you. And all of these vegetarians, that their whole diet is based on vegetable, all of the vegetables are cold. So you can imagine what it's going to do to a married person. Now you can be vegan if you want to. Go ahead. Because I tell you one thing, she won't leave you. Illa ma rahimallah. And that's the same thing. If you don't have high blood pressure, why you on a vegetable diet? So the people, they come out with all of these things and we go to it, but yet when we read the hadith of the Prophet, we don't ponder. We don't ask questions to the ulama about that. That's not important to us. That's the highlighting point. We already got it in our religion. So why we run into all this other stuff? Y'all with us?
No.
We ask Allah to forgive us of our sins and increase us in good. Wa sallallahu alayhi wa nabiyina Muhammad wa ala alihi wa sallam.